Today we're driving our 2024 Toyota Landcruiser into the mountains. And this time, we're taking a little something extra. That's right, we're towing a Mammoth Overland Tallboy. That's coming up right now on Driving Sports TV.
This episode is brought to you by Onyx Off-Road. Save 20% off a new membership using the code DSTV.
This is the Mammoth Overland Tallboy. It's an apocalypse-ready camper that's loaded with some amazing features. We'll be giving you a full tour later in this video. And this is our 2024 Toyota Landcruiser. We bought it a few months ago for the channel as a long-term tester, and we've done a ton of adventures with it so far. But we've never towed anything with it. So today we're going to hitch up and take it to the top of a mountain. Along the way, we'll experience how good or bad the Landcruiser is for towing, along with how it affects overall fuel economy. Under the hood of the Landcruiser is a 2.4-liter turbo 4-cylinder gas engine combined with an electric motor for a total hybrid system output of 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. The transmission is an 8-speed automatic. Full-time 4-wheel drive is standard. We upgraded our Landcruiser with Falken Wild Peak AT4W HD tires. These are heavy E-loads, so our fuel economy has already taken a significant hit. On a normal day, we average about 17 or 18 miles to the gallon. With the Landcruiser, a tow hitch does come standard, along with a brake controller, but we do have to set it up. That said, we have everything we need here. Mammoth did include a lock and roll articulating trailer hitch, which is pretty trick. This should be more reliable than a ball in rough conditions. Now let's get all of this hooked up and set up the Landcruiser. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so first we have to back in and get the trailer in the right position. So obviously this isn't really helping me that much. I'm going to go ahead and turn off collision rear support brake. I can kind of see where the hitch is though, so it's not too bad. Looks like that's probably straight there. So I will note that on like a Ford or a GM, you actually can get a trailer hitch view, which is really nice. That is just software, so I'm kind of surprised that Toyota doesn't offer something like that. But you know, at least I get a surround view camera system.
Right there.
Is it in?
Yep.
Okay. Always helpful to have a friend at this part. I mean, I could totally do it. It would just take twice as long if I was doing it solo. There we go. Yeah. Get your support pin there. Pull this thing out and then swivel it. And boom. Now I got grease all over my hands because I wasn't paying attention. And then this is magnetic. I love that. Okay, that's in, that's up. This is clearly all the way down because there's nothing else supporting it. But I need, oh no, it swivels all the way around. Lock those in. Okay, then I'm going to put in the cotter pin. Nice round connector because it has brakes. No, way down here. Come on, it should be right. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now that we have everything hooked up physically, it's all there, double check it, all looks good. Now we have to set up the Landcruiser. Unlike my Ford Ranger Raptor, with this vehicle, you actually have to manually go into the menus and make several adjustments, which is annoying, but let's go do it. I'll show you how it works. So the first thing that you'll probably notice is that if you are squeezing the brake controller, initially, the first time you ever hook up a trailer, it probably won't do anything because it's not enabled by default. You have to go into the settings and turn it on. Not only do you have to turn it on, you also have to tell it what kind of braking system is on the trailer. And then, even when you get it all configured, there's no way to save the trailer as a preset. So every time you change a trailer, you need to manually go in and make these modifications, which are kind of annoying. The documentation does tell you how to configure the brake controller for towing, but here's the short version. Basically, you drive at about 20 miles per hour on a flat level surface on pavement. You then squeeze the brake controller to the maximum. And basically, you keep adding gain until the wheels lock up. And then you back it up just one, because you don't want a full lock. You want maximum braking, but you don't want it to lock up those trailer wheels. So in this case, I'm doing a gain of 6.5, and that seems to work. Okay, there is a few more stuff that does need to get configured, which is kind of annoying. I have to go into settings, and I have to manually disable some of the safety features. Blind spot warning, it's not accurate because you have a trailer and it doesn't adjust for a trailer. Funny thing is, on my Ranger Raptor, when I attach a trailer, it automatically adjusts it, and I can adjust how long I want that trailer to be as well. So here I have to manually disable that. The pre-collision system, that also needs to be turned off, because depending on your load, you might be pointing up. And if you're pointing up a little bit, it's going to throw that system off. Okay, there we go. And also, so rear cross traffic alerts, need to turn that off because I have a trailer attached, doesn't apply. You can see why this is so annoying, because I know when I'm done trailering, I have to go back in and reconfigure all of these options. Before we head out, I am going to zero out the MPGs, reset that so that we get an accurate reading. Now, normally with this vehicle, I get about 17, 18 miles to the gallon. I expect that to go down pretty significantly hauling a 3,500 pound trailer. Now, the trailer itself is actually only about 3,000 pounds, but it also has a 50-gallon water tank in it that is mostly full. So we're looking at about 3,500 pounds total. This vehicle can tow up to 6,000 pounds. So this is not even close to maximum limit. Now, with the trailer fully configured, it's time to start our adventure. And I'm actually going to do a little off-road test first, nothing too significant, but I'm going to drive this out through a little sandy climb area and see just kind of how this feels before we hit the big road. Okay, let's do this. Get this thing locked in. Now, towing is always kind of funny because you're not just driving what's, vehicle-sized thing. You have this extra appendage behind you. And you're like, okay, we're at 9 feet. Actually, we just scratched that branch, but we're okay. It's just a brushing. And now here I need to swing a little wider to make sure that we don't scrape this thing, although it does have rock rails, which is nice. Okay, this is going to be test. I'm actually going to be climbing up a sandy bank. Up. I think we're going to have to actually switch into low mode already and lock some diffs. What? Things are getting crazy here. Okay, let's get that low range, and I'm going to lock the diffs. Let's lock the center. Okay, let's back up just a little bit. And I think we're going to have to try to get some momentum up here. Center diff is locked, or is locking. And can we climb with this? Come on, you got this. You got this. Oh, man. Did I mention how loose this is? This is really loose. It was way more fun than I thought it was going to be to start. I love it. Give me a challenge. Okay, here we go. Sandblasting. The general manager over at Mammoth Overland did tell me that they actually jumped one of these trailers with a Raptor. Oh, forgot I got a big trailer attached to me.
Honestly, you're clear on the hitch, plenty of room.
Okay, what's that spot right there? I'm gonna back up with it.
You're dug in now, real good.
Shovel actually comes with the trailer, which is really handy. Oh yeah, that lip is brutal. I had somebody on YouTube say, you don't want a pointy shovel, you want a flat shovel. I mean, that's true if you're shoveling sand or loose dirt, but if you actually need to cut into stuff, yeah. I'll tell you, off-roading with a trailer, whole different animal. We'll probably need this in a moment. Okay, so I'm gonna fix the road a little bit, and then we're gonna do this again with a little more speed. Okay, third time or fourth time's a charm, right? Let's do it. Yes! That's right. Okay, now it's time to go on a real adventure. Okay, with that little adventure out of the way, now let's head to the highway and to the mountains. If you're looking for adventure roads in your area, like the ones we drive in this show, you need to use onX Off-Road. It's a tool that we used even before they were a sponsor. It does a great job of not only indexing all the great trail roads around the United States, they also give ratings, user reviews, photos, condition reports, and a lot more. Upgrade to Elite, and you can even see property owner data, which is of particular use out here in the West, where you can't always tell if you're on private property or public. To get your membership started today, either click this QR code or click the link below. Remember to use the code DSTV to save 20% and help support this channel. Okay, now that I'm on the road and out of that tricky stuff, I am going to reset the MPGs so that we can get a new calculated average. I think it's only fair. So far I've been driving for 48.3 miles and I'm averaging 11.6 miles to the gallon, which, to be quite honest, is not bad. Believe it or not. Now, my towing experience has actually been really nice. I mean, once I had the configuration set up, there was nothing else really to do. I find that my throttle is very smooth. I'm not getting any bucking from the trailer. I know that both Andre over at TFL and Tim over at Pickup Truck and SUV Talk, they both had issues towing with the landcruiser, and I'm sorry to tell you, I'm not having any issues. No bucking, no weird disconnects, nothing strange with the software other than the initial setup. Overall, I'm finding this actually a really nice towing experience. It has plenty of power. I can get up to speed easily. Braking, you got to think about it like normal. I can even use the cruise control system. Now, here's the key though. Adaptive cruise control doesn't work when you have a trailer attached, but you have to turn off the adaptive, and you can toggle that with the mode button on the steering wheel here. Once that's toggled, you're golden. You can cruise control all day long. Personally, I don't usually cruise control much while towing, but you know, you do you, that's fine. One thing I really like about this particular trailer is how narrow it is. It is basically the same width as the landcruiser, just a couple inches more on each side. Whereas I also own a Forest River R-Pod, and on that one, the body of the trailer is the same width of the vehicle. And then you have the wheels as extra width. So I always feel like I'm right at the edge of the stripes whenever I drive with it. But this one, I feel like I have that extra space on the sides. It just makes it a lot more comfortable. Also, with that swivel hitch, I'm not worried about the ball at all. Not like I should be worried about the ball, but you know, it's always in the back of my head. So what exactly am I towing? Well, this is the Mammoth Overland trailer. It's called the Tall Boy. It's a division of Vachon Airplane. They build airplanes, and basically during the pandemic they said, well, we can't get the electronics for airplanes, what else can we build? And like a lot of the guys over at the company, they're overland enthusiasts, and they said, you know what? We think we can make a better trailer. We have shelves full of aluminum and steel. Let's see what we can build. And they built their original trailer, which has sold very well. It's a really cool little unit. Hopefully we'll review one in the future. But then they took that idea one step further and thought, you know, what does the whole family want? And that is how they came up with this, the Tall Boy. The Tall Boy is for like a family of 4, and it gives you more space to work because it's actually, you know, you can stand up in it. And because it's larger, they're able to add a lot more features to it, which we'll get to when we get to our destination. We'll give you a full tour of this Tall Boy because it's really cool. We've been driving a while now, but it's time to pull off the highway and to go find ourselves a place to camp on top of a mountain. So far I've been averaging 11.5 mpgs, and I've been driving for almost exactly an hour. Of course, at this point on, mpgs are going to take a dive, but we'll still pay attention to them. Wow, it's really beautiful out here today. We're right in the fall, the leaves are changing. We don't have a lot of water on the road today because it has rained recently, but today has been mostly dry. I'm going up a pretty steep climb, and yeah, I don't even really feel that trailer behind me. The fuel tank size on this vehicle, it is simply too small. I mean, I'm getting about a little more than a 200-mile range. That is not enough. This isn't a hybrid for fuel economy. It's really to improve power and emissions. And on both those fronts, it's successful. But if you're looking for stellar MPGs along the lines of, say, a Prius, yeah, you're not going to find them here. Okay, you know what? I want to see how this thing does from a stop. We're just going to launch it. I mean, not launch it much, but we're going to do a little bit. So I'm just going to get up to 35, but I'm going to put the throttle down and see how fast we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, punch it. That's pretty good. Okay, now let's do it again. And this time, I'm going to use the tow haul mode, which I have not been using. So tow haul will do 2 things. It'll improve, it'll hold gears longer, but it will also use more engine braking in the braking process, which is kind of interesting. So here we go again. 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Punch it. Now tow haul, so it feels the same so far, but will it shift that gear? It still shifts it at 5,500 RPM. But in either case, let's try the brakes. Oh, that's interesting. I can feel it doing more engine braking as part of the process. That's interesting. Save those brakes. Yeah, so I'd have to say, I'm pretty happy with the towing performance so far. Well, now it's time to head off the paved road and onto a forest road. Of course, the number one thing you have to worry about when towing on gravel roads is stopping distance. Because obviously stopping distance is reduced when you're on pavement. It's even worse when you're on gravel, you know, basically driving on ball bearings. But so far, yeah, we're doing good. Just gonna keep the speed steady, enjoy the view, and we'll see how this goes. Oh boy, we got lots of potholes. It's late in the season. They haven't redone this road, which is fine. I'm good with it. I mean, it's nowhere near as difficult as that sand hill that I first hit as I left our proving grounds. Nah, this is easy by comparison. Check out that view. That is amazing. Unfortunately, Mount Rainier is not out today. I will say though, having a trailer does add a new dimension to these shelf roads. You're like, I'm not just worried about myself, I'm worried about that too. Yikes. I'm doing fine. It's fine. It's just something to think about. Now it's one of the more challenging sections of this gravel road. It is a steep 10-degree climb. Now 10 degrees does not sound like much when you're on asphalt, but when you're towing a trailer and you're going up, You really hope you got the power you need. And yeah, no problem. Got it. Oh my God, it just keeps on going. This is where you definitely want to have a vehicle that is capable, because otherwise we'd have to be turning around or backing down this hill. But with the iForce Max, we're doing no problem at all. Woo, that's a view. Look at that. Ha! Wow. There we go, all the way to the top now. Oh man, that is gorgeous. Come on, you got this. I think this is a little steeper than 10 degrees here. Unfortunately, the inclinometer on Toyotas aren't great. They just give me vague readings. What does this vague reading give me? Oh, I could go into tow haul mode. That'll hold the gear. Let's do that. Because we just shifted down and I don't think we needed to. Yeah, there we go. All the way to the top, no problem. Nice. Time to circle the wagons and set up camp. Oh, hello. What a gorgeous view. Now that we made it to the top of the mountain, let's check out this Mammoth Overland Tallboy. Yes, this is a trailer with dual axles and independent suspension. Tires are 33-inch BFG KO2 all-terrains. There are rock sliders to protect the body, along with a modular roof rack. Plus, it has MOLLE exterior panels, and it even comes fully kitted out with a shovel, axe, rotopacks, traction boards, and dual spares. Pull this out and you get a galley with a sink, burners, and a cooler. In the belly is a 50-gallon water tank that feeds an on-demand hot water system, so you can take warm showers anytime. The toilet is a cartridge style, so you don't have to visit a pumping station after camping. Of course, it also has a solar system with a 2,000-watt inverter and 400 amp-hour lithium-ion batteries. Power sockets are plentiful, as well as lighting. Inside, you get room to stand, and you can sleep up to 4 adults, assuming 2 don't mind sharing the king bed. In final production versions, Mammoth Overland is changing out the heater with a different unit, but this prototype tallboy came with a Dickinson heater. Cue the Barry White. Oh yeah. Mammoth Overland pretty much thought of everything, but they're not cheap. Pricing starts at about $72,000 for one of these tallboys. Of course, this one they built for promotional purposes because it's a prototype. So when you buy one, you probably won't get that massive Mammoth Overland sticker on the side. Unless you want one, I'm sure they could work something out. Initially, they were planning a production run of 10 units, but they already sold all of those plus a lot more. So it seems like this is something people have been looking for. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. This has been our towing test with the 2024 Land Cruiser First Edition and our first look at the Mammoth Overland Tallboy. What do you think of a camper like this? Post a comment below. Also, do you want to see some more overlanding camper reviews? Talk to us. Tell us what you think. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you again right here real soon. Maybe with another camper review.